All right, what's up, Gym family? Welcome back to another edition of Spill of Gems. I am your host, Sizzo. Who do we got in the building today?
Kia.
Let us know the background. Let us know where you from. I see you graduated from Rutgers, so enlighten us on all that. Give us the background on that.
All right, so I'm Kia, born and raised in Newark, 26. Graduated May 2022 with my MSW in social work.
Congratulations.
Thank you. About 6 months after that, I passed my test for my LSW. So now
Okay.
I am a licensed social worker, working on my clinical license to become, my clinical hours to become a licensed clinical social worker.
Where did the ambition come from? As far as just getting into that lane.
Honestly, my childhood, seeing struggle. We from Newark, so we all seen some type of struggle growing up in the urban community. Mother was a single mother. My father was in the household. I'm the youngest out of five, so I feel as though my siblings seen my father more.
Okay.
And then when I was coming up, they separated.
Okay.
So he would come down every weekend from New York to get me and my brother, and then eventually that just stopped. Learned Didn't learn until I got older that drugs, he was a substance user. So that just kind of, you know, built me up when I got older. I said I want to help people, never want anybody to feel what I had to feel growing up and all of this other stuff. And that's how I got into social work. I initially wanted to be like a psychologist. I took one psych class in undergrad. I said, this is not for me.
Right.
And then I went to William Patterson, so they didn't have a BSW program to get my bachelor's in social work. So I had to do sociology with a concentration in social services.
Okay.
And I was a double major, so I did criminal justice as well. And then I knew I can't do nothing with a damn sociology degree. So I knew I had to go for my MSW. So yeah, I took a year off just to get experience.
Okay.
And then I started grad school, I think 23. End up having to do the 3-year program. And then here I am.
Back to your childhood, because I know you were saying how seeing your dad that way or finding out that your dad was in that light. Did you ever find yourself blaming you?
Hell no.
No, cause I was in that light, cause my mother was around, but she just was never around. You know what I'm saying? So, and she knows this. So if you watching, here's the truth. Yeah, she was around, but she wasn't around. But it was like growing older, like when I was like 10, 12, where I had that sight to like really think and feel shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, like, is it because of me? Like, is it this? Is it that? Like, I'm like, yo, like, it can't be all because of my father or something like this. Like, it's much deeper. Like, yo, what the fuck going on? But that's a question I still don't have the answer to. But yeah, I used to go around thinking that for years until I like woke up, became a teenager, and just said, you know what, fuck this shit. You know what I mean?
I never questioned or asked if it was me. I was more so angry. I realized now looking back, I've been looking back at my life a lot in retrospect these last 3 years, and I realized like, yo, I was really angry. Like I would wake up, had a nasty ass attitude problem. I'm still working on that, by the way. Still working on that, but I would
Hey,
wake
one day
up.
at a time.
I would wake up angry. I would wake up really mad, and I couldn't even tell you why. You could ask any of my siblings. You could ask my mother. They'd be like, "Yo, why you so angry?" Well, no, still don't know really to this day. But I'm just still working on myself and just trying to move past. I wouldn't necessarily say childhood traumas, but not having my father in my life that affected some of the decisions I decided to make and not necessarily how I view men, but how I moved when I was younger before I knew better. I didn't have a good relationship with my mother. I still don't have really a relationship with her. So
Cat scratched twice. That's rough.
yeah, so
That's
she,
rough.
I've lived in the home with her my entire life. So,
Yeah.
she raised me. But as far as like having that relationship with her, mother-daughter relationship, no. My mother was the type of parent, she felt as long as she provided a roof over my head, that was her being a parent. And granted, some parents don't even do that, but
Right.
I needed more than that. I needed that emotional support. I needed all of that stuff. I talked to my siblings, my brother recently moved to Ohio, maybe last year. He came up for Mother's Day, and I was talking to him. My brother is 3 years older than me, so
Okay.
I'm about to be 27, so he'll be 30 in October. And I was just telling him,
Salute, bro. October, yes, sir.
yeah, he's a Libra.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Salute, bro.
Yeah, so I was just, telling him, I just never really had a relationship with her, and she's trying to make attempts now, but it's very hard for me. Like, I'm not in that space where I feel like I want a relationship with neither parent. I have another sister, and she was just telling me, you don't want to have woulda, shoulda, coulda, basically. Because our mom is sick, so.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Saying that you don't want to have any, like, woulda, shoulda, couldas and stuff like that.
Prayers to her, by the way, for sure.
So it's just,
Yeah,
trying to figure it all out.
Yeah, that's, and what a way to clean up a mess, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, because I think in our community, like, it's common for us to have, like, a good or just a okay relationship with one parent. At least one. It's always someone missing, right? But when you hear two, it's like, yo, that's double the pain.
I taught myself a lot of stuff. I always say it's two types of learners. People that learn through watching others, and people that they say, don't put your hand on the stove because it's hot and you'll get burnt, but they gotta go and do it anyway. Like, so I'm the type of learner. I learn a lot. I think it's called a vicarious learner. I learn a lot through watching other people. So I feel like coming up as a teenager and all of this other stuff, I taught myself a lot of stuff, like credit, for example. Nobody ever taught me a lick about credit. And then I have a friend right now, a good friend of mine. She told me not too long ago, you should make an ebook on credit because, like, you're so good with it. Never really thought about it, but stuff like that, like, I literally taught myself financial, how to manage my finances and all of this other stuff. I was never taught that stuff. Like, I literally taught myself all of that stuff. Everything is trial and error.
I'm in a, like, if I don't do it, it won't get done type shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially, like, being in my third year, too, just knowing that I had expectation of just growing a team, growing an army. And then you look 3 years down the line, it's like, it's still you. Yeah. Then you like, all right.
That's
but
the best way.
You got to, and then another thing, too, just to, pitch to that, don't ever let a light bulb dim out. You know what I'm saying? That ebook, I'm looking forward to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and I appreciate the friends that do try to put you on game because we need people like that. And it's like, I'm thankful for those that do it because people say they watch my show. I think they watch my reels more than they watch my show. Right. But, yeah, I respect it regardless. And when they give me the game, I still, like, consider it. You know what I mean? And I respect that just far as, friends giving you that guidance. Like, yo, I can see that.
That's something I never thought about. I've been monitoring my 18 because, you could sign up for Credit Karma when you turn 18. So I've been monitoring my credit. I'm about to be 27 next month. So for 9 years now, I've been monitoring my credit. Listen, yeah. And like I said, it's just trial and error. Like, I don't have no, go to the dealership and, I don't ever have to worry about, being turned down from anything without actually putting my score out there. But I literally taught myself all of this. And I just feel like the struggle, seeing my mother be a single parent to 5 kids, not necessarily having the stuff that I wanted as a kid because it's 5 of us. And, she was working 2 to 3 jobs at one time to take care of us. All of that, I use that as motivation. I use that as my ambition. I use that as my hustle to, to make something of myself. I always tell myself I would never bring a kid into this world and have my kid struggle. That's not fair to the kid. Right. They didn't ask to be here.
Amen.
So it's just like, I use all of that, and I want to make sure I'm in a great position or the greatest position I could put myself in before I decide to make that next step because my kid would never feel how I felt.
I got to say something to the parents, too, because I know a lot of you guys came up traditionally, and a lot of your parents didn't know what to do, and we just passed that energy on to you. But what we trying to tell you is that we are, we are exposed to a lot more than what y'all were exposed to. So it's not to just outsmart you or to just, disrespect you. we trying to put you on because what you're doing is not right in some way. This is really traumatizing, but you think it's parenting. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But another thing that I'm still working to accept and understand, both my siblings told me, that same day on Mother's Day that my mother couldn't give me what her mother didn't give her. So my grandmother was not emotionally available to my mother because she had her own stuff going on and how she was raised. So if my grandmother wasn't like that towards my mother, how could my mother be that way to me? I still have conflicting feelings about it that I'm still trying to work through because I feel like, you're 5 kids in, I'm the 5th kid, I'm the 3rd daughter.
There's some experience there, right? Yeah. I get you.
I'm still working on just trying to process all of that. I am in therapy.
Okay.
I advocate for therapy. I believe in therapy. I love therapy. I will speak about therapy.
Your honest opinion on it, though, because a lot of people feel like,
but
I don't know why we're so shaky about it.
But people in our community, we have to realize it's not for everybody. But a lot of people, I feel like they don't even give it a chance.
Yeah.
You can't even, how can you say something is for you if you never even gave it a chance? Just like college. Granted, college is not for everybody, but how can you say college is not for you if you never even took one undergraduate course to even know? You never even got a feel of the campus.
Yeah.
So how can you say something is not for you if you never tried it? And a lot of the times people have a bad experience with one therapist and they just throw in the towel.
Yeah.
And they be like, oh no, like therapy not for me. Sometimes you really have to go through 2, 3, 4, 5 people until you meet your match. Me, I was fortunate enough, I don't have that issue. My first therapist, I tell them straight up, I need a woman and she has to be African American because a white Caucasian woman will not understand my problems and the stuff that I'm going through. To teach his own, it's not for everybody, but I think our community needs it. I think we need to continue to break that stigma, especially with my black men. I love black men. I have 2 black brothers. I have 5 nephews. I have 5 nephews and 2 nieces. So I am an advocate for mental health. And a lot of the times I hate to see black men turn towards negative devices to cope when in reality, y'all really just need to talk to somebody. Half the time y'all need a hug too.
Right.
But y'all really just need to talk to somebody, turn into the streets, turn into these drugs. Like, that shit not helping. I tell people all the time, when I was, prior to me starting graduate school, my first job in the field with my bachelor's, I work with incarcerated men.
Okay.
So I work with incarcerated men. Talbot Hall is closed down now. It was assessment center, a Department of Correction assessment center. So they'll go to the assessment center. I don't know if you hold a Bo Robinson too.
I did.
Okay, so both of those were assessment centers. So you would either go to Talbot Hall, you would go to Bo Robinson before you go to the halfway house.
Got you.
So I worked there. What an experience. Oh my gosh. As my first job in the field, what a goddamn experience. And then my second job, I was a counselor at a rehab, straight in Arrow and Patterson. So I worked there.
You hit the ground running, for sure. Yeah.
I had to. I needed to build my experience up.
Yeah.
And then my last job prior to the job I'm at now, I was working with homeless veterans. So with those 3 jobs, it just gave me just different outlooks on things. And when I was at the rehab, it was just like a revolving door. I'm a counselor, so I have to sit with them in groups and individual sessions, and you hear their story. And then it's just like, I would tell them all the time, like, this is not helping. This will mask your pain. Whatever you're going through in life, it's going to mask it temporarily. You're going to forget about it temporarily. But when you come down off that high, the problem's still going to be there.
Did that play a part in, like, your day and shit? Just hearing all that shit and having to go home and be like,
just
damn,
gotta learn
you know
to
what
not,
I mean? You got to numb yourself to it type shit?
Can't take it home with you.
Damn.
Like, you
my ass to be thinking like, damn, bro, putting
their
problems on me.
Men. It's always men. Like, the assessment center was all men. I was working in a long-term residential at the rehab. Men. Like, always men. Like, always men.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of us out here down bad, man. Scared to talk, scared to feel, scared to be affectionate, scared to like feel love. It's a lot of shit that we go through and that we hide, man. And I be trying to tell people, like, be yourself. I don't know what we hiding it for. I don't know what we masking up for. I don't know why we so tensed as men.
Society.
And yeah, and we can't keep pointing a finger there because at the end of the day, we all have a decision.
Yeah.
You know, like I know what it's set up to be, but we know it's a setup.
Yeah.
So why are we choosing to continue to fall for it and make it seem cool and all that, knowing you want love, knowing you want attention, but to everybody you just this shell, this rock, this just like stand up guy.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't need love, man. Just loyalty.
And now that I'm older, it's just like, listen, one of the criterias that is a must for me, I need a man that is emotional. He has emotional intelligence and emotional awareness. That whole, oh, I'm not emotional and all of this other stuff is not flying with me. Go get therapy. Seek help, love. Heal those. Heal those. It's a lot of mommy issues with a lot of these men. It's a lot of mommy issues. I need you to heal your childhood traumas and then come to me. Because I'm doing that myself.
And that's respectfully. Word.
It's just, our generation is just crazy. So I definitely advocate pro mental health. And I love my black men, and men in general. But, we gotta get better.
Yeah, and I'd rather that
As a
approach.
community.
I honestly, and I might start some shit here. I'd rather that approach than saying, "Oh, talk to me when your money right."
Yeah.
Cause it's different.
Oh, no.
It's different. You feel what I'm saying? Talk to me when you over your traumas rather than talking to me.
I need you to heal.
Yeah.
I need you to heal, love. I need you to find peace. Because that's what
Yeah.
I'm doing on my journey. I'm working on my healing. I'm working on my peace. That money shit don't mean nothing to you. Don't mean anything to me. It means something to some of these females, some of these women out here, but that money shit don't mean nothing to me.
That's what 60% of this podcast world is about right now.
As
That
you
shit
get
is
older
crazy.
And you're working on yourself, what you look for in a man, to me, it changes. That money shit, I got my own money. Like, I got my own bag. I don't need yours. So, like, it's that mental and that emotional aspect to me.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, your money, your looks, it ain't raising our kids. But you not about that childhood trauma, that unhealed version of yourself. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't want you to pass that energy on to me because I'm working on myself so I don't pass it on to the next person.
Yeah, the energy is real.
Yeah.
Energy is really real.
Yeah.
And you can smell trauma on a person. You know what I'm saying? Just how
they carry themselves,
how
how
they
they
accept,
live, their mindset.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
How do they accept certain situations? It's like, yo, the truth will really reveal itself. And people talk about money. Money is just like, the money is just to keep you blind, for real, honestly. You know what I mean? So have an uncomfortable conversation with a motherfucker and see, like, how they motherfucking tense up and how they swerve around questions. And, like, you really can't converse because it's just like, yo, they scared. They just, oh, what, you want some money? Da-da-da. That's all they have.
Surface level conversations.
You know what I'm saying?
I need to dig deep. I need to know all that stuff. Like, so that's why I say, black men, I love you. Do not be, scared to, go to therapy and seek help. There's nothing wrong with it. To me, that's a real man. When you can acknowledge that you need help and you can acknowledge that, you can't do this on your own. You can acknowledge that you had a fucked up ass childhood, but you're actively working to heal that trauma. That's a real man to me. Anybody could have money. You see how many celebrities, how many millionaires have money, but they still commit suicide.
Yeah, that shit don't mean nothing.
That shit don't mean nothing if you not right within yourself.
Absolutely.
You could be making 6 figures, but you still fucked up inside. You still, that shit don't mean nothing.
Word.
Like, and eventually people gonna see right through that shit.
Yeah, it's like we going run out of material. Let's just say that. Yeah. Because we're going to buy everything in this fucking world, and then we're going to be like, what's next? Yep. And it's just going to be like a repetitive thing, and everybody's just going to get bored. Then everybody's going to want to talk about love and energy and spirits and shit. No, it's too late because we've been on this shit. You know what I mean? And I don't think I have ever had to force positivity upon my crowd and my following because they get it. They know my lane and shit like that. But, yo, it's an even balance. I don't think it's just all women. And of course, y'all have y'all moments when y'all out there looking crazy on these pods and not even off on podcasts, just period. Just far as recording yourself, you sitting there recording that stupid shit. You feel me? And men, of course, listen, we born stupid. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so glad you acknowledged
You know
that.
what I'm saying? We have like a good 100 cells of dumbness. You know what I'm saying? It's in us. That's why they saying we need the woman. You know what I'm saying? We can lead, but they gotta direct us. Type shit. Yeah. Once we get that, I think the world will be a better place for sure. I think I ask this normally to my guests, but like, what's some of the things that you want to see out of this generation, or what's some of the things that you want this generation to wake up to?
I literally just focus on myself and my friend group and make sure me and my girls are
respectfully,
doing what we supposed to do, because everybody else, that's irrelevant. It'd be like, listen, somebody got to do it. It ain't gonna be me. It ain't gonna be us. So respectfully, so that's something that I honestly never thought about. I love black women. We're still the most educated. So
absolutely.
I love that for us.
Y'all showed out this well, y'all been showing out this past decade, man. All these college graduates.
I love that for us.
Yeah, man. A lot of them touched home. So listen, congratulations to everybody getting to this chicken. Yeah. And I know what they say about, the college route. I think I found myself saying it a lot too, far as it's just a piece of paper and all that shit. Because like I said, I'm only speaking for what I know. I know a lot of people get out of college and hit the ground. Mm-hmm. They really start getting in their fields. Mm-hmm. But it's a lot of people, too, that just got it just to say, I did it, Mom.
But that really goes back on the person and, like, what they want out of life. You have some people, like you said, they literally just go to college to appease their parents, to make their parents happy. And then you have some people like myself where, like, nah, like, this is my plan A. This is my plan B. My plan B is just a better way to make my plan A work. I got that from Fab, one of my favorite rappers.
Salute Fab.
So it's just like, I don't have any other options. I don't know how to do anything else but go to school. School is all I know. So this has to work. So it really just goes back to the person, how much you want it, what you're going to school for. Because sometimes people go to school for some weird ass majors, and I'll be like, "What the fuck you about? What job you about to get with this?
What are you doing with this?" Yeah. I think that I found myself a lot thinking like that, bro. Like, you going to school for what?
Yeah.
For what? To train? What the fuck is going on here,
like certain majors, I'd be like, "Oh, what you about to do with this?" Like for me, sociology. It's like I was like, what are you going to do with this? Like, you not about to get no job with no bachelor's of arts for sociology. And nowadays, a bachelor's degree is really like a high school diploma. Yeah. So it's, and unfortunately, it's like that.
And I'll say people sometime too, because I'll give y'all some background. Like, I knew school wasn't for me since maybe high school. Okay. And I think because after my year up here going to North Vocational, salute to y'all, it was like going to PA. I was just like, nah, like I was a Jersey baby. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So you taking me out the trenches, like, bro, what am I don't feel the same. I'm not the same. So I was in a hood mindset. I was addicted, you know what I'm saying? I ain't let it win though, because I did blossom. I did make some friends out there, but it wasn't home. You know what I mean? And once my guidance counselor got on me, everybody wanted to see me win, because they know I had the potential. If I lock in, because that's how I am. If I lock in, I'm dangerous. But I was just like, yo, I don't think, like, I was scared of big schools. I ain't want nobody talking to me. Like, I was really just like, I don't like school. Like, it was just that. So I don't want everybody who went to school and really put that time in to look like I'm coming down on y'all and be like, oh, yeah, y'all niggas went. Da-da-da. Nah, I condone everybody. If you got that paper, man, salute. That took time. You know what I'm saying? No matter how easy or how hard it was.
That's what. And at a point in time, I felt like social media was bashing people that went the college route. I really felt like that within recent years, with the whole COVID is making everybody become an entrepreneur. Everybody opening up their own business. So I felt like social media at one point was really trying to down people that took the college route, and I was feeling away. Because recent years, I really felt that way, because everybody wanted to become an entrepreneur. So now you want to diss the people that went the traditional route, that slaved in those classes. And I tell people, it's a different type of struggle. Like, people do not realize until you go for an undergrad degree, and let's not even talk about a grad school degree. when you go for those types of degrees, the amount of sacrifice and discipline you have to have on yourself. Every semester, undergrad and grad school, it was at least 1 or 2 classes that I felt like, yo, how the fuck am I about to pass this class? I wanted to drop out every single semester. Every single semester. And then depending on what major you go for, you have to do internships. And of course, I had to do internships for undergrad and grad school.
Damn.
So grad school, I moved out. I was living on my own. So now I have to work a full-time job because it's just me. Well, I was living with my ex-boyfriend at the time. It was just, so I'm living on my own. So I can't afford to not work. I can't work a part-time job. I have to work a full-time job.
Got you.
So I was going to school full-time and working full-time. And then my second year of grad school, I had to do an internship. COVID hit. It was just like a lot of stuff that I had to balance and figure out. I had a lot of like mental and emotional struggles. I went through a lot through grad school. I went through a heartbreak. I went through so much stuff just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Halfway through grad school, I said, do I even want to do this anymore?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I said, do I even, what am I doing this for? I said, do I even want to do this? Towards the end, I said, I don't even want to take that test anymore. But then I told myself, you going to get this degree is pointless if you don't get the license right after, because you can't practice anywhere without the actual license.
Okay.
So a MSW at that point is pointless. You're not about to get paid anything with just the master's, and then 2, you can't practice anywhere without the actual license. So I think God saw me, he saw me through everything. I passed my test on the first try, because that test,
fire,
a different demon in itself. I've heard stories of people having to take it 3, 4 times, literally.
And they rent just to take their test. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And $230.
Thank God, and here I am, and now I'm a medical social worker, so I work in a hospital. I'm not going to disclose what hospital, but
don't give too much
I'm a medical
information.
social worker. I am in a hospital, and I actually do like discharge plan and case management. I think that's more of my niche and where I'm at. So it's 2 type of social workers in a hospital. You have like the behavioral health, mental health, where like if they psych and they need to see a social worker, you have that, and then you have discharge plan and case management, where we help set up basically like aftercare. Like if they need to go to like a rehab for whatever reason, if they need home care, we set that up for them.
Okay.
I do that. And then you still get consulted for different things. Like today, unfortunately, I got consulted for a sexual assault case for a minor. So still get that heavy stuff.
I know that weighs on you, right?
Today I did. I teared up.
Yeah,
I asked the parents. The parents were Spanish speaking, but the little girl, she was fluent in English. I asked the parent, I said, is it all right if I hug your daughter? I hugged her. She broke down. She was already crying before I went in and talked to them, and she just broke down. I hugged her for about, it was a few minutes. I was rocking her. I hugged her, because in my head, I'm like, you young enough to be my, I have a nephew that's like 14. So you young enough to be a niece of mine. And just to have to go through that trauma. And I was just affirming her. I said, you're still beautiful. I said, this does not define you. This is not a reflection of you. Like, just affirming her, because to be 12 years old and have to go through something like that.
Yeah. Salute to everybody in that field, man. I know it's a lot of traumatic shit going on out here. Crazy shit with the world, mass shootings, all that. I know it's rough on us, because even looking on the outside, we think of others, you know what I'm saying? And we put a lot of other people first, because we know that feeling, how emotional that shit is. I want to just say, don't weigh it too hard on yourself, because you got shit that you got to think about too. You got shit you got to handle as well. So don't get too caught up in it. I want to send my condolences to everybody like that's been a part of that. Most recent is the shooting in Denver. After the NBA Finals or some shit, they went crazy. I think it was their only championship ever. So, yeah, it was like 15 people that got hit and shit and all that. So, yeah, it's crazy, but, it's craziness everywhere. And we can't stop the world, you know what I'm saying, for our hopes and dreams. So, but we can do is one step at a time. We got to, create soldiers and really live this positive lifestyle, because I know what everybody be on. I know everybody want positivity on the internet. I know what the memes say. But you got to walk it, too. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody has life. Life hits them in different ways. So what ways do you just escape from the life shit? Like things that you just that takes your mind off shit.
I isolate. When I was in school, I would go into hibernation, just
Okay.
meaning that during the semester, I'm not on social media. That was pretty much it. And then when the semester was over, I'll come back out because I have to focus on my studies.
Got you.
I literally only had one B plus in my entire 3 years of grad school. Everything else was all A's. I graduated with a nearly perfect GPA. I graduated with a 3.96.
Salute. You gotta round that up. That's a 4.
Yeah, that's a 4.0.
At the 5, you gotta round that up. Why they being petty like that?
Yeah.
But okay.
So, this year actually, I've been in isolation damn near this whole year. So that's how I get through my stuff. I feel like I gotta go into isolation because depending on what I'm going through, nobody can help me but my higher power. I don't need to talk to nobody about nothing. I have my therapist that I talk to every week, but it's really me and my higher power trying to figure something out. So I've been in isolation this entire year, just going through a lot of mental stuff, emotional stuff, physical stuff, and just trying to like figure it out. Like, my alignment was off, and that's my word for the year. So when my alignment is off, I'm off. So when I'm off physically, it's going to interfere with my mental and my emotional. When I'm off mentally and emotionally, it's going and vice versa, because everything is interconnected. Why do you think they call it mental, emotional, and physical health and spiritual health? Everything is interconnected, and everything works interchangeably. So I just went in isolation and just tried to get back into a routine. It was just a lot of stuff at once. Also trying to find a new job and feeling as if the jobs that I was offered were playing in my face. I'm like, I'm a whole licensed social worker. You think you only about to offer me this amount of money? So it was just a lot of stuff that I was going through this year, and my best way to deal with it was to go into isolation. I'm so happy. At one point, I had to like reach out to some of my friends and be like, listen, I'm just in isolation. I'm not in the best mental state to talk to anybody because I wasn't even responding. It was so bad that I wasn't responding to any calls, any text messages. My sister even texted me and was just like, are you okay? I was just like, you got my location. I'm all right. I'm not in the best mental state right now. So it was to the point where it was just like, I literally dropped off the face of the earth. Literally. Like, and I had to get my mental right. I had to get my mental right, my emotional right. I tell people I cannot be of service to anybody around me if I can't even be of service to myself.
Talk to him.
Like, mental health this year has taught me the importance of prioritizing my mental health and my peace. And I'm still working on everything, but I'm definitely in a much better place than I was at the beginning of the year.
Got you. Word. Yeah, I'm glad you got up out of that.
Yeah, that's how I deal with stuff.
And that's a rare breed, because I know me. I say I'm be ghosting, but I be like,
I drop off the face of the earth.
I be like, let me.
I wasn't on social media for about 4 months. I didn't come back on social media until mid-May. Last time I was on was mid-January after my friend's birthday, and then I didn't come back on until I
feel like I'm stuck. I feel like I got to, cause now it's like I be wanting to just skate up out of here and just go away for a while.
Different for you. This is your brand. You gotta make content.
Got to. It's like it's a love-hate thing.
So
but I love it though. I love dropping and getting the reactions from the people, man. It's the best feeling ever, for real. Cause I swear to you, I used to criticize myself entirely too hard. Like, when I used to say, man, now I look like, I say probably when I was in about season 3. Nah, I say season 4. Season 4 when I updated this. I looked at my season 1. I said, yo, I was really I was ass, bro. Like, that's crazy. But I thank God for everybody, like I said, that really put that effort in and saying, yo, use this, get this equipment, get this mic, get this. And it blossomed, like, regardless of what. And I know everybody was cautious because everybody feel I'm all emotional and shit like that. Like, yo, you can't talk to him but so much, and you can't say shit to him like this. But I thank God for the people that really just was themselves and gave me that criticism the right way. Cause look what happened. You know what I mean?
Criticism.
Yeah,
Be
it's
a
the
good
best thing ever.
Depends
And
on how you take it. So,
a lot of people are scared of my trauma, so they think I am my trauma. So they know what I've been through. They know how dark it can get. So they be like, you know what? Let's just be this way before he gets this way. And it's like, yo, I'm not like on the edge like that. But at the end of the day, life hits. You know.
I created a routine for myself. So I made an acronym for myself. It's called PAM-G. Sounds weird, but it stands for prayers, affirmations, manifestations, and recently I just added the G for gratitude. So every morning when I get up, I say my prayers, I say my affirmations, I affirm myself in the mirror. You are smart, you are beautiful, you are worthy. I manifest everything that I want into this world. I manifest every day. I start off by saying, I am claiming, I'm speaking into existence that and whatever I want. So if I want an 850 credit score, I'm claiming, I'm speaking into existence that I will have my 850 credit score.
Absolutely.
And then gratitude, just me thanking God and just being grateful for, you know, what I have in my life. And then recently, within like the last 2 weeks or so, I added in mirror talk. So it's like an extension of my affirmations, but I look at myself in the mirror and I say, you are. So I'll say, you are beautiful. And then I say it back to myself and I say, I am beautiful. And I do it for about 5 to 10 minutes. And some days I get very emotional. And then there's certain things that I say over and over and over. And I say every day because I really want to embed it into myself.
Yeah.
So that's part of my routine. And then I just started the hospital that I work at is a fitness center for employees.
Okay.
So they have a gym. So I wake up at Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm in the gym by 5:30 and I work out for, I've increased it recently, but for a minimum of at least an hour and 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I do that 3 times a week and thank God, you know, it's been helping me and I'm down 22 pounds so far.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And just trying to make better eating decisions too. Trying to eat less fast food and less fried food and less processed food. Eating more fruits, more vegetables, a lot of water, and just being very intentional about my health. So all of this stuff is to better my physical health, my mental health, my emotional health, because at the end of the day, I need to be fine. You know, I need to be good with me. None of this stuff matters. Me being a social worker and being in this great position that I feel like for my age, none of it matters if I'm not happy. None of it matters if I'm not at peace with myself. None of it matters if I look so good on the outside, but I'm fucked up on the inside.
Absolutely.
None of that shit matters.
Take notes, y'all. That's fire. I gotta definitely get on a isolation wave because I need to expose myself to some things. You know, maybe because I always pick up the pieces and keep going. I think I need to just let them sit on the floor a little while longer, and just, you know, process that. That's dope. Yeah, I encourage everybody to isolate. You know what I mean? What you got coming up next? With some goals? With some things you got cooking up?
So, as I said, I'm big on manifesting. I believe once something comes out of my mouth, that's you speaking it into existence, whether good or bad.
Right.
So I literally try to train myself to watch the thoughts that I have and the words that come out of my mouth. So with this being said, in the near future, I really want to become a mentor for the inner city youth, young girls. So the adolescent girls, I can't teach the young men about, I'm not a man, so I can't teach them that. So I want to focus on my young girls, the adolescents, the inner city youth, just become a mentor. And then I also want to connect that in a safe space for Black women. Okay. So where I find a space and then they just come and they just talk. I create that environment for them to get it off their chest, for the people that might not be able to afford a therapist or might not know where to go, for the people that might be feeling like, yo, I'm about to end it all. Yeah. I got this safe space for you and you could come and talk to me and you have support and you have love. And so in the near future, it's on my vision board for 2023. So I just got to continue adding it to my vision boards for 2024 and so on until it finally comes to fruition. But that's really weighing on me heavy. Like, I really could see myself doing that. And that's an extension of me being a social worker as well, because then I feel like people could kind of take me more serious. I have the personal the personal story, but then I also have the education, to back
Right,
it
right.
and stuff like that. So, and by that time, I'll have my clinical license, and if I wanted to, I could open up my own practice and become a therapist and all of this other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a therapist.
Yeah, I got you. I got
So
you.
maybe me being a mentor and creating a safe space for Black women, that's my form of therapy in that way. So that's professionally within the next few years. That's what I want to work on. I'm very goal oriented, and it's good and bad. So it's good and bad because sometimes, like when I graduated, I was like, all right, I got my master's by 25, but then it was just like I didn't celebrate it because it was like, all right, on to the next goal.
Yeah.
Now I got to get my LSW.
Yeah.
So it's
Job
just like,
ain't finished.
yeah, my therapist told me that I need to celebrate my wins and just
Sit in those moments, yeah.
Sit in those moments, yeah, because it's just like I'm always like, all right, I accomplished this. Now I got some other goals that I gotta, I gotta accomplish. So, a lot of personal goals,
That's dope. That's dope. And I know you can keep those personal, but yeah, I don't want you to get ready for that fight too, because that's what they trying to block out in our communities right now, just far as safe space for kids and even adults, because we all need it. There's no age limit. We all going through things. We all see different things and exposed to different things, and we all need to be coming together just to share that information so we can travel together, one band, one sound shit. But I want to wish you well on your journey, because I know it's not easy. I know
it's heavy.
It's
real heavy. But like I said, I allow myself to cry, and that's another important thing with me being in isolation. I created that. I can't create a safe space for Black women if I haven't created it for myself.
Right.
I allow myself. I give myself grace. I'm patient. I'm learning to be more patient with myself, more understanding with myself. So I hold that space for myself. And if I have days where I want to cry, I'll let myself have that. If I have days where, I feel like I don't want to do nothing but stay in bed and binge watch horrible TV, I allow myself to have that.
Right.
And I wipe my tears. I said, you keep your head up, because that crown can't tilt, queen.
Absolutely.
Can't do that. So, chin up, chest out, 10 toes, because at the end of the day, I feel like the journey that I'm on and the stuff that, that I've been through is bigger than me.
Gotcha.
It might help some young girl that got a similar story to
Gotcha.
me. Like, it's bigger than me, and I just got to keep, God allowed me to wake up and breathe new life and new air into my body every day for a reason. So,
absolutely.
And I claim myself as one of his favorites, one of his biggest blessings. So I can't, I can't let the devil get to me.
Absolutely.
Because anytime a negative thought come in my head, anytime any negative thing surrounds me, I'm like, that's Satan, that's the devil. He trying to recruit me. But
right.
you can't recruit one of God's favorites.
Right.
Like I stand on that. I don't move off my own strength. I'm moving off the strength of God.
Absolutely.
And I never grew up religious. I never grew up spiritual. Wasn't raised in a home like that. It wasn't until recent years that it was like, damn, I'm really an adult. I'm really going through some like adult shit, that I got closer to my God. And I know God is real because I just know he real. Absolutely. He got me through, he got me through some storms that I never saw myself being able to get out of, both school-wise and personally. Yeah. So, like, I know he real, and I just, like I said, I don't move off my own strength. I move through him. I pray for certain things every single day because I know I cannot obtain those things without him. I don't pray for materialistic shit. It's just like, listen, I feel like if I'm putting the work in, God gonna bless me accordingly. So I don't need to pray for materialistic stuff. I pray for stuff that I can obtain on my own, things that are not reachable, such as strength, such as, healing, continued peace. I can't obtain any of that shit without God and my therapist, but mostly God. So,
yeah, for sure.
Like, cause like I said, we living in some hard ass times, and I'm still on my healing journey. I'm still self-love and like trying to find myself and figure out what I want to do. I'm still on that process. So I asked God to keep me focused. I felt like I needed to go back in isolation. I came out a little bit in May, and then some other stuff happened in my life, and I kind of felt like I needed to go back in just to refocus and reset my peace and healing journey. And I pray to God and I ask him every day, keep me focused. Remove anybody from my life that's not conducive to my overall growth, healing, my mental health. You gotta go.
Absolutely.
You gotta go. And I
Absolutely.
want you, as you continue to grow your brand and you continue to, work on your stuff, just think about, I tell myself every day, assets over liabilities. You're in a position where you cannot afford any liabilities in your life. I'm in a position where I damn sure cannot afford any liabilities in my life. I have a license that I have to protect. And it don't mean you love these people any less. It don't mean that you think you better than somebody or you looking down on them. No. But sometimes with growth requires separation. Right. Everybody can't come with you. Everybody can't eat with you.
Amen.
So it's just like I've had to separate myself from some people. I don't love y'all any less, but where I'm trying to go professionally and personally, you can't come with me. I have like 5 friends. They all doing something. I have a friend that just graduated like 2 days ago or yesterday.
Salute.
She's a parole officer now.
Salute.
So she graduated from the academy. She's a parole officer.
Salute. Black excellence.
I have another friend that's an entrepreneur. She's a hairstylist. I have another friend. She's an RN. She's a nurse.
Oh, y'all
like get into that bag.
Shit.
Like all my girls are doing something. I don't surround myself with bums. I don't surround myself with girls that lay on their back. Like I said, I ain't knocking nobody.
Intended.
No pun intended. I don't surround myself with girls that they dependent on the man. To buy them a bag to do this, to do that. Nah, we all getting that shit on our own.
I respect it. Salute to your team.
We all doing
Y'all
it.
Keep going up for sure.
The right way.
Yeah.
So time and season is everything. So
absolutely.
I might want something tomorrow, but God might feel like it's not your time for this yet. It's not your season for this yet. And I honestly feel like how my life has been going since 2023 started, I feel like God has been telling me, this is your season to date yourself. This is your season for self-love. This is your season to focus on your career. Get your bag up. Do whatever you want to do.
Right.
This is your season for you. And then everything else that you want, when the time is right, I'm gonna bless you with it. But for right now, I want you to work on yourself. And I honestly feel like that's the season I'm in, and I feel like nothing but greatness can come from that. Because you're working on yourself for you.
Absolutely.
And I'm not looking for validation in nobody. I don't work out because I'm trying to get a man. I'm doing that for myself. Because when I look good, I feel good. And that helps with my mental. That helps with my emotional. I could be a more effective social worker when I'm at work, and I could really help people because I'm feeling good about myself.
Right.
That energy is, it radiates to others.
Absolutely.
So try the isolation thing. I know you can't do it 100%, but
I'm definitely gonna get out of try.
Off social media, just
gotta start slow.
Read a book and do self-care stuff. And that's another thing. I want my black men self-care. Y'all deserve self-care too. Like do stuff to make you feel good at the end of the day. Us girls, we got get our nails done, we get our feet done, our hair, our lashes, stuff like that. We get our waxes. You do that too. Take yourself for a massage. Take yourself on a date. And that's another thing. But I feel like that could be another topic for another day.
Appreciate that. I appreciate the game. Told you this was going to be a walk in the park. Like, this shit is nothing.
Gotta have me again. Cause
nah, for sure.
So much other stuff that we can talk about. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, this just the intro. Trust me. It's just the intro. So y'all make sure y'all follow her on her socials. Keep up with her whenever she do post. You know what I'm saying? And tune in next time on Spill of Gems.
Thank you.